Why don't you go into a little bit about your, friendship and everything with Roc?
Yeah, Raida and I, we had a really interesting friendship because I was a very studious kid growing up because I had an older brother that was into a lot of street culture. We could put it that way.
Nicely.
Right? I mean, to be completely honest, because there are probably kids that I think will identify with my story. My brother was into a lot of crazy stuff. Like, he was constantly getting into trouble, running with kids from Corona Queens that weren't necessarily, model civilians, right?
Yes.
And so, being that I had this older brother that was getting into trouble, I was able to see the way that impacted my parents, especially my mom. Like, it would just stress her out. And so I say that to say, because of my brother's actions and behavior as a teen, I wanted to do the opposite, right? So I was super studious. I don't think I missed one day of school in my life. Like, I did all my homeworks. I would get like A's in my tests and my classes because I wanted to give my parents a break.
Yeah.
So I say that to say, when I met Raida, like the whole yin yang sort of concept, he was the opposite of me. Raida was in the street like my brother, running with dudes from Harlem that, again, weren't the most model citizens, but he had this talent to DJ.
Yes.
So my relationship with Raida was interesting because I remember, like, I would get to his house on a Saturday afternoon in the summer because we were practicing for a battle that was coming up. But I would have textbooks with me because I needed to study for an exam at Baruch College that upcoming Tuesday, right? But we needed to train. So I would get to his house with records and books. You know what I mean? And I feel like for him, it was, I think, symbolic of the fact that there were other options that he could take with regards to the street life that he was living and immersed in. That, like, I was his age, same skin pigment, but I was doing the school thing with my DJing, whereas he was doing the street thing with his DJing. And so my relationship with him, we bonded in that way because I feel like I was able to serve as a example, sort of a beacon for him of, yo, I don't need to live this project life for the rest of my life. Like, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, he and I had the best relationship, man. And I'm proud of him. I speak about him almost in the present because I still feel his energy around me, especially
his spirit
whenever
is all in the midst of hip hop.
Exactly. And he accomplished so much.
Yes.
Raida dropped out of school in junior high. You know what I'm saying? Like, all he had really was the street life and his DJing. And then when he left the street life alone, it was all DJing or nothing.
Yes.
And fast forward a few years after meeting him, he and I met in 1991. By 1995, he was the World DMC champion.
That's right.
In the early 2000s, he ends up in a Pepsi commercial.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Which was unheard of.
Unheard of for a DJ from Harlem.
Yes.
Foster Projects. Rat, roach infested apartment. And he's touring with Busta Rhymes.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So Raida, for me, is an example of what you could do with this art form.
That's right.
And how, again, I was super studious. I went to college, graduated in 1996 with a degree in psychology as well.
Yes.
But you could have a life experience the way Raida did and end up in the same place.
That's right.
Which is, we're touring the world, getting paid to DJ in Japan, Canada, Australia, Europe.
Yes.
you know, it's about really just focusing yourself and staying committed to your craft and not letting, if you're a street kid out there, not letting that lifestyle distract you from your talent, you know? Yeah, right, exactly.
That's right. That's right. Salute always to Roc Raida.
Yeah, rest in peace. Thanks for sharing that story.
Word.
Yeah. This man got stories. Huh?
Yeah, man.
He got stories.